Yo, RX back with a recap of UFC Vegas 38, better known as UFC Fight Night Santos and Walker. But that's not what I want to talk about to begin this. I want to talk about why this is getting uploaded on a Monday. That's because I was not feeling the best after this card. So I was like, yeah, I'll just record it Sunday and post it Monday. So yeah, that's what I'm doing right now. Again, sorry for the delay, but I'm here now, so don't worry. I know you enjoyed not having to hear me on a Sunday, but it's Monday, and everyone hates Mondays, so seems right. To get a little quick summary of the card, it was a fine card. Ups and really bad downs. After the second to last prelims, when the card went kinda sucked, so we'll get to those fights. But obviously, before I start, like, comment, notifications on. Noti gang, come on, I want to see more of you. None of you have your noties on, so please turn them on. And yeah, let's get into the recap. To start off the card, we had Alejandro Perez versus Johnny Eduardo. Interesting fight to begin the card, like I said in my breakdown, and more because these guys have been off for 2-3 years, so it's like, what are these guys gonna look like coming back finally? And they both actually looked good. Eduardo in round 1, I would say won round 1, and for Perez, he actually looked good as well. He's been off for only 2 years. Eduardo's been off for 3 and is 41. But they both looked good. Like I said, in round 1, it was not much action. Eduardo definitely won it. They were both landing leg kicks and shit. I don't remember every fight perfectly, but I remember some of them. Yeah, like, Eduardo did what he had to do to win round 1. And then Perez in round 2 got it to the ground. They had some wrestling exchanges because they're both really good wrestlers. But Perez locked in a submission and got the sub, which I don't think many people expected Perez to get the sub out of these two. I definitely did. I picked decision for Perez, but he locked in the armbar, and Johnny tapped. It was a fine fight to be in the card. No crazy highlight, nothing crazy like that. But it was a fun card, fun fight to open the card. The 12 fight card, which I'll talk about why it's not a 13 fight card, because I broke down 13 fights in my breakdown video on Friday. But I'll get to why it's not a 13 fight card when I get to where that fight was supposed to be. You know what I'm talking about, but I'll get to it. But I don't want to sound like I'm rushing through the Perez fight, but these first 3 fights were either they ended quick or there was not much action. So good win by Perez. I don't have a fight idea for him, mainly because it's Alejandro Perez who really gives a fuck. And for Johnny, UFC might waive him or cut him. It's tough to say what they're gonna do with him. He's not bad, but he's on the really bad side of 30. Hell, he's 40, and I don't know. They might not keep him. We'll see. We've seen them cut a lot of fighters lately. They got rid of like 4 fighters just the other day. I think either today or yesterday. So, UFC's trying to make some cuts, though. Johnny, you might be on a chopping block, my boy. But, like I said, he looked good. He won round 1, and maybe they'll keep him. And for Perez, good comeback win, and, yeah. I don't remember if he got a bonus or not, but I know 3 fighters who did. But I don't remember if Perez got one. He might have. But, yeah, good fight to open the card, and good performance. After that, we got a controversial fight for the finish. Stephanie Egger versus Shanna Young. I picked wrong on this fight. I picked the dog and Shanna. the only other dog I picked on this card besides later, and I got this one wrong also. Edgar just did exactly what we all knew she was gonna do if she got the win, and that was take her down, do some ground and pound, just wear her out, and that's exactly what she did. In round 1, that's what she did, and in round 2, that's what she did. Like, I'm not gonna break down, oh, she won into half guard at 120 of round 2, like, no. I'm not sitting there with a clipboard fucking making notes of the fight. I'm remembering what happened. Yeah, it's 3 in the morning on a fucking Monday, so not the greatest recap of these early fights, because I really could not care less. But Edgar looked good. She did exactly what she had to do to win. And then for Shanna, bruh, you're gonna get cut. They're gonna get. Speaking of cuts, Shanna Young's gonna get cut. And I'll get to why it's a controversial fight in a second, but Shanna, God, man. I picked you, come on. But the reason this was a controversial fight is because the finish. Edgar landed, I think it was a elbow, if I'm correct, or like a really good strike. And Mark Smith stepped in like, fight's over, when Shanna was not hurt that badly. And people were like, why is he reffing women's fights different from men's fights? I don't like that. I think, and no, I'm not one of these fucking activists who cry on Twitter about stupid shit, but I think if you wouldn't stop a fight like that in the men's divisions, don't do that for the women. Unless you think she's actually really hurt, which she wasn't, don't stop the fight. Edgar was probably going to get the finish there anyway, maybe, or she would have got a finish later in the round, or a decision. But I still think a terrible fucking stoppage. One of 2 pretty bad stoppages on this on the prelims. Not trying to talk bad about Edgar's performance. She looked good. Just a stoppage kinda put a bad ending onto it. So yeah, I feel bad for her because everyone's talking about that terrible finish more than her actual good performance. But she got the knockout. She moves to 6-2. Good. She will again not a fight idea for her. I don't have many fight ideas on this card, pretty much because I did not look too much before I started this recording. I just want to get this done. But yeah, good performance by Edgar. She did look good. And I'll talk about Shanna Young again. All you had to do was stop takedowns, girl, and you couldn't even do that right. Like, she's gonna get cut. She's one of the fighters who lost on the card who I'm most confident gets cut. Because she's now, what, 2 in a row? 2 dropped in a row now? That is not gonna look good. Yeah, 2 dropped in a row. Yeah, your shaft's on fire, all that slide. But Edgar, bro, come on. Shanimal, terrible nickname. I don't know. Nah, like, this is a fight I cared, tied for fight I cared less about on the card. It wasn't the worst fight on the card by any means, but it's like, weak stoppage. But yeah, that's pretty much what I gotta say about that fight. I'm not trying to rush through these, just not much to say. It was a round 2 finish. Great performance by Edgar. Again, no fight idea, but we'll see you in the UFC again, and keep looking like that. It'll be interesting. And Shanna, see you in 1 maybe? 1 FC? I don't think Bellator will take her, but yeah. Good fight, girls. And after that, a quick finish. Douglas Silva de Andrade versus Gato, what is it for? Gaetano Perello. Wow. Hell, you might not be the woman version of Andrade, but you can hit, bro. Holy shit, he got a bonus for a reason, because he flatlined this man in 2 minutes. god damn. What a clean fucking left hook. Like, that was actually super fucking clean. Respect, Holmes. Fucking respect. That was clean. And so pretty much the fight started. 2 minutes later, the guy, Pirello, threw a leg kick and caught a left hook for his troubles. So, I've said this for a while, the best way to stop a leg kick, punch them in the face. And I think that still reigns true. That's how you stop a leg kick, boys and girls. Keep that in mind. Yeah, Andrade did get one of the 4 bonuses, and he deserves it. Like, it was weird seeing a fighter named Andrade not be a little dude killing Cynthia Calvillo, but damn, he looked good. He looked fucking good. Not much to say about a 2-minute fight. And then for Pirellos, he's really gonna be done. Him and Shanna Young are gone. I guarantee it, because Shanna lost 2 in a row, and so has Pirellos. Yeah, against decent competition, but a loss is a loss, you know. So, thank you for your services, boys and girls. It's time for you to pack your bags. But yeah. Again, not rushing through these, man. I really don't want to sound like I am, because it's only been 10 minutes. I'm 3 fights in. But a minus 275 favorite did what a minus 275 favorite should do. So, I picked decision and not knockout in the first. I wish I did pick knockout in the first. But still, I got the pick right. I'll talk about how I did on picks later at the end. But yeah. If I had to give a fight idea for Andrade, I would say Mario Batista. I think that'd be a fun one. Andrade really didn't take much damage in this fight, so he could probably fight pretty quick. Maybe end of December, maybe like UFC 270. You could probably get him back in there, so yeah. It would be a fun fight. And like I said, Pirello, I get it, man. You had to fight Ricky Simone on short notice. But you had a full camp and you still got flatlined in this fight, so what's your excuse? See you in Bellator, my friend. Great performance by Andrade, and yeah, man, what a knockout. Flatlined his ass. At 36, god damn. Yoel, like. And now we get to, I look at this as the real prelims, I look at that as the early prelims. We get to a banger of a fight on paper, and it was a fun one. Jamie Malarkey versus Devonta Smith. Wow, what a comeback. I say that because in round 1, Devonta Smith was just beating Malarkey's ass, like, badly. Rocked him a couple times. Could have easily been a 10-8. The only reason it might have been, I don't remember his scorecards, but could have easily been a 10-8. And Devonta gassed. Like, I was watching the fight, I was like, please don't gas, and he's gassed. Fuck. And Malarkey just picked him apart in round 2, hit him with good body shots, hit him with all kinds of things. He hit him in the eye with a punch, in his right eye that he could tell fucked up Devonta, and he went in for a kill and got it. Like, great performance is all I can say for Jamie Malarkey. And sorry about Devonta, you looked great in round 1, dude, but you gassed. I get it, still young in his career. He's only, what, 28? He's still young. These guys are both extremely young in their careers. But still, man, you can't be gassing yourself in round 1. I think that, rookie in the MMA game or not, you gotta know, you gotta keep your gas tank. If you hear that shit outside, I'm sorry. But yeah, you can't gas in round 1. I think there are so many fighters that are the example of that. Fucking Yoel, and I'm trying to think who's a really good example. I don't know. I'll think of someone. Ian Cutelaba. Yeah, perfect example. Well, maybe not in his last fight, but he's a perfect example. If I'm a young fighter, I'm watching Ian Cutelaba fight, like I don't want to gas myself. Unless you are super confident you're getting the finish, don't gas yourself. Fighting advice from this dipshit. I still think Devonta's young in his career. I don't think people should be shitting on him. Like, yeah, he lost, yeah, he gassed himself, but hell, man, he put up a really good performance in round one. if he would have made it to round 3, it would have been 1-1. He would have lost, but still. So I don't know. He'll be back. I'm interested to see who they put him up against. And then for Jamie, what, 4 in a row? 3 in a row? I think 3 in a row, or 2 in a row? Am I stupid? That would be 2 in a row. Yeah, I think a fight for him would be Dakar Close. I think that'd be a really fun fight. Dakar Close is a pretty big name at that division, and Jamie's an up-and-comer. I think he's only 27 and he's been looking good. He knocked out 2 training partners back-to-back fights and looked damn good doing it. Jamie's someone you keep your eye on. I think it's too early to be calling any crazy things on him, like title challenger and all that shit, but I wouldn't count him out. He looks like a young prospect. One of the really good prospects at that stacked 155 division, so keep your eye on him. And same thing with Devonta. Yeah, he lost, but also keep your eye on him. He can improve. If he could get a gas tank, he will be scary. Great fight between 2 young up-and-comers at 155 that should have been on the main card. And yeah, great fight. All I can say, great comeback, great everything. That was a fun one. Respect to both men. God damn it, Devonta, I picked your bitch ass. And after that, we got a terrible fight because it was just an ass beating. Carl Rosa versus Batch Kohea. What a terrible performance to end your career. Kohea looked terrible. And I'm not even trying to shit on Kohea, but she looked so bad. One of the judges scored it 30-26. If a judge wanted to score that 30-24, I would have let him. Because that was pathetic. Rosa she never looked like she was in danger. She never looked like she was losing the fight. Rosa looked like she had the fight in her hands the whole time, and she did. She just dominated. Yes, she's 11 years younger. Yes, Kohei is retiring. But if I'm retiring, I'm going out on my shield. You're knocking me out, or I'm knocking you out. Like, plain and simple as that. If I was her coaches and going into round 3, I'm like, wake her up a little bit, a quick slap. This is your last round of your career. Either go out or put her out. And she didn't do that. She got her ass beat. So, great performance, Kohei. I'll talk about her retirement more in a second. But I'll talk about Rosa a little more. God damn. She looks good. She looked like a beast. Plain and simple as that. I think Rosa looks like a beast. Yeah, competition she's beat, not the greatest. Like a Kohea at this point in her career is a terrible win. Jocelyn Edwards, terrible win. Vanessa Mello, terrible win. Prohopico, terrible win. So 4 pretty bad wins. But when she won, she looked great doing it. And she's ranked 15th. I doubt she'll move up because she beat someone on like a 2-fight losing streak. So she'll probably stick at 15. But if I had to give a fight idea, either Lena Lansbury at 12th or Sarah McMahon at 9th. A lot of people have been saying that McMahon fight, and I really like that fight because Rosa's at 15th, McMahon's at 9th, so it's not that big of a step down. And McMahon really is not gonna fight up. Everyone either booked or not gonna fight her, and everyone under her. Only one who's open for a fight is Lena and Shafan, but I think they're gonna book her against Aspirin again. So why not Sarah and Carl Rose? And now talk about Kohei's retirement a little more. In my breakdown, I did talk about it, but yeah, she's a WMMA legend. Not gonna be in the Hall of Fame of anything. She got knocked out by Ronda Rousey. She should have retired then and there. But she stuck around for a couple years. Wins, losses, etc. Fan favorite. I think like a bunch of people in UFC love her. She's not bad, but she's not great. Yeah. And this was probably the worst time for her to retire because who's really gonna care about Betch Kohei retiring when we had Carlos Condit and Joe B retire like months ago? Like, Kohei, no offense, but you should have waited another month or two. But yeah, thank you for all you've done, and enjoy retirement, Betch. Enjoy retirement. I'm excited to see you in Bellator in 2 years get killed by Cyborg. And then for Rosa, she's getting strapped to a rocket ship by people. People are hyping her up as the next top challenger at that division. Cormier and the guy Cormier was working with our commentator was like, Rosa's a breath of fresh air at this division. So if you look at that 135 division, GDR, Holly, Julia, Yana, Tate, McMahon, Rocky, all been there for years. The only ones who are new there are Aspen and Irene, and Aspen can't fucking have a fight. And all the other prospects are like 11 through 15, and they've not been looking the greatest lately. Besides Kinzat, who won her last fight against Rocky, so what does that really say? This 135 division needs something. Like, I think Irene is the best, like, fresh face, but right now she doesn't have a fight. Hopefully they book her and Chasson, which I'll talk more about that later, but yeah. Keep your eye on Rosa, trust me. Great performance. Enjoy retirement. Oh boy, my favorite fight of the card because I lost my fucking mind. I actually got a headache from yelling at the TV. Happiness though. Casey King O'Neill versus Antonina Shevchenko. Oh wow. Wow. I was watching this fight with one of my friends in a Discord call, and we were yelling at the TV at the fight. Stop the fight! Stop the fight! Chris Tione stopped it with 4:47 left, and Casey O'Neill looks like a fucking monster. Oh boy, I'm so happy. You don't even fucking know how happy I am she won. I gave myself a headache out of fucking excitement. And how could you not? That was hype. I was hype. Casey liked a couple of my tweets on Twitter, on Instagram, and she's a GOAT, man. Future champion. I don't care what anyone says. Am I biased? Fuck yeah. Do I care? Fuck no. 8-0, looked dominant in her 3 wins, and man, what is next? And I'll talk about what's next in a second, but god damn. And to talk about Antonina, god damn in the opposite way, because she is bad. Questionable she won round 1. Questionable. Round 2, she did an Antonina thing. She gassed and she got taken down easily. Like, you know Valentina is watching all her fights like, you fucking suck. How are we related even though they look nothing alike? If you squint, they do. And even then, your fucking Antonina's way hotter. Yeah, I said that. Fight me. But they're not ever gonna cut Antonina because she is the sister of Val. but eventually you gotta fucking consider it, because she's now 9-4. Yeah, she's won a couple fights, but her best one's on Ariana Lipsky, which, not gonna lie, that actually has aged pretty well after Lipsky's last fight, but before that she's beat really nobody, and now she just took another loss. And I'll get to who I think they both should fight, but man, oh man. If I have to what's the right term? Point out one thing in Casey's game I don't like is when she looked at the ref when ground and pounding. She, in her first fight and this fight, she's doing a ground and pound, looks up at the ref, ground and pound, looks up at the ref. I heard the commentators talk about that once, like it makes the ref want to stop the fight less, and I see why. If I'm a fighter, you're pulling me off. I'm not looking at you. You're like, that's Casey's one flaw in her game right now. Like, stop looking at Chris Tyone and keep punching Antonina in the face. So that's the one flaw. If she can get that out of her system, oh boy, she's scary. And she's probably the thumbnail of this video. So yay. If I had to talk about fight ideas for both women, I think for Antonina, a fight that I would like would be Molly McCain. I think that'd be a fun fight. If Antonina loses that, then she might be done. And Bellator will take her in a heartbeat, man. And then for Casey, a fight people have been saying is Roxy. Roxy's ranked 11th, and at this point, you could give Casey another unranked opponent, but who are you giving her? Who is even unranked? Like Molly McCain, JJ Aldridge. You could, but I think you put her in the rankings. She's looked good. Yeah, she's 23, so Dana might want to give her another challenge. But why? She's passed every challenge with flying colors. So why not put probably the youngest fighter in that division against the oldest, and Casey against Roxy? Book it, Dana. Would be a banger fight, and I'm excited for Casey O'Neill. She looks like a fucking world's beater, man. I'm hyped. The King moves to 8-0, and Antonina, what do we do with you? Great performance by the King, who also got a bonus, and yeah, great fight. I almost lost my voice and gave myself a headache, so thank you. And you remember what I said at the beginning of the video about deciding the last prelim being the last good fight? You'll see why in 2 seconds, because after that we had Jared Gordon and Joe Selecki. I barely paid attention to this fight for 2 reasons. First of all, it was boring. Second of all, there was I was doing more exciting shit, like looking at Twitter and IG shit, because for round 1 and 2, it's literally either Gordon laying on Selecki or vice versa. And in round 3, when they both tried to strike, they both looked like morons in a bar. So, not the greatest fight. This was the fight I cared least about on the entire card, and I think I'm proven right for doing that, because this fight sucked. This fight was fucking terrible. Like, I don't know what else you want me to say. It was a split decision for Gordon. I would have gave it to Selecki, personally, but I picked Selecki, and that's why. Shouldn't. Sorry. Let me fix my table. There we go. Yeah, man. Not a great fight. Gordon did call out Patty the baddie. Don't waste. Patty would fucking kill him in 30 seconds, so I don't think Patty will waste his time. And Selecki losing streak is over, but he's still young. 28. And if he can get some striking, he'll be better. But right now he has no fucking striking, so the biggest move in the fight is when they fucking headbutted each other. And we'll talk about a headbutt later, but they headbutted each other, cut each other open with like a minute and a half left. So that was the best part of the fight. I know it sounds like I'm rushing through this fight, but I don't care about this fight. Fuck, losing my fucking breath here, guys. Holy shit. Yeah, not a great fight. Gordon won. He called out Batty. Batty would demolish him, and Selecki get some striking. Plain and simple as that. If you want an in-depth recap of Selecki and Gordon, you're at the wrong place. But that's the prelims done and dusted. Now we move on to the really bad main card. That actually started off really good, with Alex Hernandez knocking out Mike Breeden in about a minute, which anyone who didn't expect this, you're an idiot. Breeden came in on a week notice, I think, and we all knew Alex was going to kill him. The only time Alex Hernandez should ever be a minus 650 favorite was this fight, because he still sucks. Alex Hernandez is still terrible. Like, he has never been good. He beat Bernardo Ariush. Good for you. That's it. That's his one fucking good win in the UFC. Besides that, he's been bitched out by any real competition he's actually fought, so. Yeah, so. For Breeden, respect for coming in on short notice, man. Like, good job. Like, we all knew you were gonna die. So, I got the perfect off pick in a first round knockout, which is nice. So, I'll take it. I'm not gonna complain too much. Alex did call out, I forget who he called out. He wanted the guy who was originally supposed to fight him on this card, which was Leonardo Santos. So, they'll rebook that fight, hopefully. And yeah, good knockout, really good knockout. Probably the highlight of the main card, because after this it gets bad. Trust me. Again, not rushing, just not much to talk about, man. Good knockout for the great Alex Hernandez and Breeden. I hope we see him in the UFC again, because I think the kid, he's only, what, 28? He's 32, never mind, fuck me. No, I hope we see him in the UFC again for having the guts to show back up and get knocked out. So, thank you, Breeden, for being on Hernandez's highlight reel, but you both suck, so, good knockout. Speaking of suck, that's terrible terrible way to lead into the next fight, but Krzysztof Jotko versus Misha Cirkunov. Terrible fight. Honestly, a terrible fight. The fight was either Jotko destroying him on the feet because all Cirkunov was trying to do is take him down, or they're just hugging against the cage. Is there a fucking bus outside my house at 3 in the morning? Yeah, if you hear that, I'm sorry, but, you know, shitty neighborhood. Back to what I was talking about. Yeah, Jotko and Cirkunov, a terrible fight. Not much to say. Heavy, it's almost fucking dead outside. Yeah, not like it. Again, I'll probably end this video in the next 10 minutes, so about 40 minutes, because this main card was so bad. Terrible win for Jotko. It was a split decision, which I don't know how. I think it was a clear Jotko won 2 rounds, but that's what I think, and I'm not a judge. I should be. I'd make better judging decisions than some of these guys, but good win for Jotko. God, that's fucking annoying. If I had to say a fight idea for him, I know people were saying Brad Tavares or someone like that. After a performance like that, he should not be fighting a ranked guy. Plus, he beat a guy who's not that good. A guy moving down from light heavyweight because he sucks. Who's a good fight for him? How about Ian Heinisch? Would not be a bad one. I think that'd be, or Trevin Giles. I think one more fight, and if he wins, then you throw him back in the rankings. So that's what I think. Let's be honest. We know Jotko's never gonna be a champion. We know Jotko's never gonna be a top 10 guy. Could he be a top 15 guy? Yes. Is he ever gonna be higher than that? No. And then for Serkinov, why is he still in the UFC? He sucked at light heavyweight until he got wins over Jimmy Crute and Kuchilaba. Good for him. But every time he fought a real guy, he got knocked out. Literally. Spam knocked him out. Walker knocked him out. Glover knocked him out. Uzmir knocked him out. He's not good. His last two wins are Pat Cummings in 2018 and Jimmy Crute in 2019. So I think we give him one more fight, and if he wants to stick at middleweight, which I'm guessing he does, what fight do you give him? You really, guys? Someone has to die right now. A good fight for Serkinov would be. Let's get crazy. Abdul Razak Al Hassan. Yeah, that's the fight I want. Let's kill a man on live television. Give Serkinov Abdul Razak Al Hassan. That'd be a fun fight. Because we all know Serkinov would die. So terrible fight for a terrible card. After that, we got Nico Price against Alex Oliveira. God damn it, man. Why did this fight suck? How, man? It wasn't a terrible fight, but still. For a Nico Price fight, it was fucking weak. It was weak. Oh, and I'm gonna close my window real quick, guys. There we go. I'm a professional with no editing. But, yeah. For Nico Price and Alex Oliveira fight, this fight was underwhelming. This should have been fight of this, or the main event should have been fight of the night, and there wasn't a fight of the night bonus on this card for an obvious reason. So this fight sucked. Round 1 and 2 were easy. Round 1 was Nico laying on Alex, and round 2 was Alex laying on Nico. For fuck's sake. More interruptions, fuck me, man. So yeah. Terrible Nico Price fight. I'm crying the shit at 3:40 in the fucking morning. Give me a break, people. Fucking hell. Yeah. For a Nico Price fight, this fight was terrible. Terrible. Charles Barkley and his bitch. Obviously Nico won. It was not a split decision. I think round 3 was clear. Cowboy was so gassed, it was clear who won. It was obviously Nico, but God, man. How the fuck does Johnny Walker and Nico Price have a bad fight on the same card? And if I had to give a Nico Price fight idea, I don't know, man. He's not supposed to be having bad fights, Holmes. This is his second win in 3 fights. He beat Cowboy. What's a good fight idea for him? How about Tim Means would be a banger, or Miguel Baeza, Chaos Williams. Didn't he already fight Chaos Williams? I think he did. But still, just get a good fight of Nico, you gotta give him a good dance partner, I guess. And a good dance partner would be Tim, Baeza, Chaos, Max Griffin. Give him some fun fights. James Krause, Mike Perry. Let's do some crazy shit. Let's have some fun in this bitch, you know. But yeah, besides that, next fight for Alex, dude. I hope they don't cut Alex, but I think they're going to. 3-fight skid at 33 years old. He's a legend. Not been looking good lately, just like the other Cowboy. So, Nico and Alex should have been fight of the night. After that, what the fuck do I say about this fight? Kevin Trailblazer Holland versus Kyle Dawkins in the co-main. The fight started how you expected it to. Dawkins just held him up against the cage for about a minute, and then they separated. They went into the center. Kyle ducked his head down as Kevin went in for something, and Kevin hit his face on Kyle's head and knocked himself out. But he woke up in time to get up, get his back taken, and get rear naked choked. But thank God there was a good referee refereeing that fight in Dan Mergliotta, who was like, yep, nah, no contest. God, how the fuck did the last 4 fights of the card go so bad? God damn UFC. Yeah, I'm not mad at the no contest, because that was the right call. Whoever says it wasn't a fucking idiot. But still, come on. That should have been no contest, and it was. No shit to Kyle. Keep your head up, but still. I think they're obviously going to run the fight back. And I say throw it on a 267 or the Duran Holly card, because Duran Holly needs a good fight. So, I'm not going to waste too much time on this, because we already know they're going to run it back, and they should. Kevin's takedown defense looks better. He didn't get taken down as easily. He still got taken down, but not as easily. And Kyle looked great. Take away the headbutt, he looked good. But they're gonna run it back. We don't know when. I'm guessing probably November-ish. I could see. I doubt they're gonna run it back really early, but I'm guessing November, late December. So yeah, that should be a fun one to have ran back. Oh, and fucking hell, what a way to end the card. The main event, Thiago Marreta Santos versus the Worm, Johnny Walker. This is a fucking robbery. Johnny Walker won that fight. I don't care what anyone says. Round 1, 4, and 5 to Johnny. Or 1, 3, and 4. Or fucking 1, 3, 4, and 5. There's just no way Thiago won that fight. Like, I don't know how anyone could say Thiago won that fight. Like, yes, Thiago won round 2, maybe round 3. And yes, in round 5 he landed one good punch. And that's it. The rest of the fight was Walker destroying his legs and doing not doing Johnny Walker things. The Johnny Walker things wouldn't have been sitting there doing nothing. Pretty much the whole fight was them staring at each other, leg kick, body shot, missed punch to the head, feint, end around, same thing for 5 rounds. Johnny Walker's new team, I think it's the Connor team, SBG Ireland, have fucked him up, because they're now trying to make Johnny Walker fight like a smart guy, when the reason we all love Johnny Walker is because he fought like a fucking psychopath. This fight should have not ended by decision. This fight should have been a fucking knockout. Why it wasn't is because Thiago fought like how he should, and Johnny fought like a bitch. Like, this card pissed me off at the end. The main card was terrible. So, Johnny won that fight. Fucking robbery. And no disrespect to Thiago, he looked good. He didn't win the fight though. That's what I think. If I had to give a fight idea for both guys, Thiago should fight Ankalaev after he beats Uzdemir. And Johnny, I don't know, UFC has to be at the end of the road with Johnny. They gotta be annoyed with him. Cause everyone said that was gonna be a knockout. How the fuck was it not a knockout, man? Fucking bullshit. Dustin Jacoby, maybe? Alonzo Menifee, just get him. Because everyone under him either has a fight or would make no sense. Get him an unranked guy, get him back on track for good win, or even have him rematch Krylov, and go from there with him. If he loses that, then he might be good fucking done. fucking, I don't know. This card pissed me off at the end. And then, yeah, that's the recap, sorry. If you want to know how I did on picks, I went 7 of 12, 4 perfect, and 490, really 7, 11, and 1 because of the Colin fight. Fights I got wrong were Shanna Young, Devonta Smith, Joe Selecki, and Johnny Walker, and Walker won. And Holland was obviously a no contest, so I got, yeah, that's what I did on picks. So that's that. I know, terrible breakdown, a lot of interruptions, yada yada yada. But I'm not professional. Maybe my next video will be better, which will be a UFC Vegas 39 breakdown. God, does that card look terrible? Great main event, terrible rest of the card. But yeah, man. If you enjoyed the breakdown or recap somehow, thank you. Like, please. And that's that, man. Like I said, if you like, post notifications, please. I want to get more people in these premieres. I want to talk to more people. I know I only got 10 subs, but we're gonna grow, baby. We're gonna grow. Yeah, that's that, guys. RX out. MVP fight was not a robbery. He won that shit easily.